Look at her walk and shake. Oh, she makes me drool. If I bring another horse home, Dave will take it, but I don't have a place to live. Especially now since he's home taking care of them for me while I'm out here staying warm. So, yes. I'm going to point out some places. Hi, gorgeous. I was going to get the lavender and carry home on the lipstick.
Belle would like the lipstick.
There you go. Good girl. Oh, yeah. Evaluating what you're looking at. So, the first thing is, what is the shoulder angle? And we want different shoulder angles for different gaits. Okay? To find the scapula, we always put a dot right on the point of the shoulder. This is where the scapula and the humerus attach. Right here. That's the bottom of my shoulder blade. In order to find the top of the scapula, I take the edge of my hand, I run it down the body, and it'll cup up against that bone. You see how it cupped up there? You can see because you're up good close. It's a big paddle effect on the back of the bone. No, you're good. I'll use big dots. Hopefully they'll stay. She's got shoulder on her. This is my shoulder angle. On a walking horse, it should ideally be more laid back, meaning laid back this way. If I was wanting a racking horse, a horse to rack, because I need an animated gait, a running walk is supposed to have reach. It's supposed to have extension of the front legs so they can pull the ground in. So, and ideally, on really nicely built walking horse, the scapula angle is going to be somewhere between 52 and 57 degrees. Okay? When we talk foxtrotters, they're supposed to have even more extension. A foxtrotter needs even a more laid-back shoulder. In an ideal foxtrotter, his perfect shoulder for his breed, perfect shoulder for her breed. Okay? It doesn't always happen that way. I just happen to be lucky tonight and got some really good horses in here. Okay? But we need a steeper angle for a racking gait. One of the problems we're seeing is we're seeing in walking horses a lot more steeper angles coming into some of them. And if you look at them in the show ring, a lot of them are doing an animated stepping pace or a rack. They're not doing a true running walk like this little mare does. They can't. She's loose. She's shaking. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He's doing that prancy gait. He's got to lift and fold, that little bit of ladder climbing effect we need. His front legs have to work underneath him here. Hers are supposed to be out here. Working this way. Okay? I think my mare's going to get a bad head. She already has it. So this is determining, do you have the shoulder angle to fix the gait? Ask yourself these questions. This is not the only factor that figures into structure for the front end, on how the front end to the end of the humerus is right underneath here. It's the elbow. You can feel it. Because the length of my humerus also is very important in a running walk and a foxtrot. If I don't have good length in my humerus, because this bone works forward, back, pivots from this joint, if it doesn't have enough length, it can't pull in the ground. If it's short, it can only go this far forward. His is supposed to be shorter. Hers is supposed to be long. I'm going to take your reins. The way to know if you have a good length of humerus on a walking horse or a foxtrotter is take your lead rope or your rein and run it from the center of this dot to the center of that dot, pivoted up. I want my humerus to be 50% or more the length of the scapula. We are looking at 3/4 the length. No wonder she can pull in the ground. Again, exceptional humerus for her breed. That you'll be able to actually not even have to use your reins or your lead anymore. For him, you just do an imaginary line, and he's at about 50%. He doesn't have a long humerus. He shouldn't have. He's a Rocky. Rockies are supposed to keep the front legs here for that ladder climbing effect of the gait, not this. If I can't make this horse move like that horse, and I can't make that horse move like this horse, because my structure dictates how they're going to move. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. If you know how to read structure, you're going to keep your horse within its limits. If you keep it working within the limits of its conformation, it's not going to go unsound on you, and it's going to last you many, many years. We work on is our length of back. I know a lot of you have been told that gaited horses have a short back. Let's define what that means. In the world of biomechanics, there is what we call a functioning back, and then there is a saddle back. But it has a longer functioning back than its non-gaited breed counterpart. It is the back end that is so different on your horse, because we can find plenty of quarter horses with this kind of structure. I can find plenty of hard pleasure Arabs with this kind of front end. But what they can't reproduce is what makes these horses gait in the back. So in order to find the funk like this, you get to do this once or twice before you die. And that's it. Her lumbar sacral joint is right here. I'm not going to do that again. Do her again because I want to be her friend. Okay? Then you place a dot at the point of the hip. What makes your gaited horse a gaited horse that can gait is that this joint is always placed well behind the point of the hip. The lumbar sacral joint placement on gaited horses is always far behind it. It is not on quarter horses unless it's a quarter horse that gaits. And we've seen a few, it's getting rarer, but we used